It worked.
Rook, good. We have discovered what Ivenchi is planning for Treviso. When you fought the comic master in the garrison, you mentioned a note you found that said some comic had gone missing.
We have discovered who stole it.
Ivenchi.
The governor intends to release it all around the city to pacify violent seditionists.
They called us reckless and now... Now Ivenchi will ruin the minds of thousands in this city to have their peace and order.
Destroying your own people's minds. How could Ivenchi do this?
By telling themselves there is nothing else to be done.
After the dragon attack, and then the blight... The governor is a coward who has given up on Treviso.
Better to poison the last of it themselves than let anyone else solve these things.
It is finally time to strike. Go to the garrison and prevent Ivenchi from releasing the comic.
Once you are there, Thea and I will lead the crows against the rest of Ivenchi's forces in the city.
Understood.
There is something else. Jacobus stormed off earlier. He did not look well.
Look out for him, would you?
Of course. We'll head to the garrison.
Do you think Ivenchi would target the field hospital?
I would not put anything past them now.
There's the garrison. Onto the garrison and the governor.
About that...
The courtyard looks empty.
I'd have expected Ivenchi to post some Antaam as guards.
We clear the garrison this time. Ivenchi's got to know there's no way out for a traitor.
Look! Intruders! Calm down! You can escape across the roofs!
The garrison has fallen to darkspawn!
That explains why Ivenchi's Antaam were trying to run. Wait! Jacobus? Okay, now for Ivenchi.
Oh, something amiss is in the air.
Wait, are these Antaam real?
I see the comic is working!
Thanks, Lucanis.
I told you what! It won't end any differently! Why don't you die? Why don't you give up?
damned darkspawn at the gates hadn't scratched me, blighted me, if you hadn't interfered.
It wouldn't have made a difference.
Neither will my death. My comet could have helped stabilize the city. But it's still blighted, dying. Nothing can save Treviso now.
The crows. The citizens helping each other through the dragon and the blight. They're already taking care of each other.
It won't last.
It will. The other crows will make sure of it. You say you did all this for Treviso eventually, to protect it, but you never really believed in it.
What would you know about the city I love?
The Antaam have...
If Rook hadn't stopped the governor in time. Rook! I should have wine. We should toast you.
Ivenchi is dead. The comic is being disposed of. All thanks to you.
The garrison's a mess.
Details.
The Antaam remain, though with Ivenchi gone, I think we will be able to persuade them to move on in the coming months.
People are being moved to safer areas outside the Blight. Crows have time now to patrol for Darkspawn.
It will take years, but we can plan for Treviso's future now that it has one.
Treviso would have fallen long ago if it really didn't have a chance.
I'm not so sure. A city is only as healthy as those who care for it.
You never gave up, Rook. We will repay that in full. But life is so dull if all we talk about are responsibilities. It is time to celebrate.
For our victory.
For Treviso's freedom.
For the crows.
What an excellent idea. Viago, dear, you mentioned something about getting us drinks?
I think we've done what we can for Treviso. Whatever happens, this city's people won't flee. The other crows won't either.
Zahn, you out of here, boy?
Lucanis?
He looks just like me. Spite, I mean, when he manifests.
That makes sense, doesn't it? What's on your mind?
I've been thinking. Treviso is as safe as we can make it. So, when my contract to you is fulfilled, Spite and I will go our separate ways. Literally, I'm going to seek out a way to separate us, wherever that takes me.
If you could find a way, imagine what it could change. It would give hope to so many people.
I must start with one person. From what we've seen, changing the world is better done by degrees.
You sound like you've still got some doubts.
Being possessed. It's not like separating oil and water. Each element permanently infuses the other. Spite wears my face, uses my skills. I know I've grown stronger. So, say I cast out Spite with all he's learned from me. What then? What if I free myself, but unleash a true demon of Virantium?
A demon who's worked in a team, saved people, and made friends.
He'd lose them if I cast him out.
You keep saying that. Like you'd miss him.
He's been part of me. He'd be alone.
Spite will only be alone if he chooses to be. But you can't control that. All you can do is trust that you're making the right call. For both of you.
I know. But from someone else, it's easier to believe. And it's easier to see a future I can live with when this is done. To strike hardest, one must aim beyond the target. Let's end it, Rook. You and I and Spite, and all the fury we can muster.